All right. We are live on the YouTubes. All right. Advice on hiring? Oh my gosh. Hiring is so it's almost personal and very dependent on your needs, right? So for me, and usually like the companies I've worked for, I'm not working for I'm not working on a team of hundreds of developers. I am typically working with around like anywhere from 10 to 20 developers, and I personally am only interacting with maybe half of them. So a big piece for me is, and I'm C++, so one, I want to make sure my candidates are actively aware that like, hey, this position's for C++. Do you know C++? I'm more lenient for like junior developers or students coming out of school, but for more senior is the more senior the candidate, the more in depth with C++ I am going. Oh, you are getting interviewed. Oh no, I misunderstood you. So, I mean, I can give you the same advice I give Jamal, who was on my stream last night, and it is be be communicative, right? You need to be able to talk about your thought process. So kind of like what I do on stream, right? Where I'm sitting there as I'm typing, I'm trying to speak to why I'm doing what I'm doing. So being very good at communication, I think, is a huge benefit to being successful at interviews. So how do you become good at that? You do interviews, and you probably fail at them, or maybe you're really good at talking. I don't know. I'm terrible. I was terrible at um like being social with interviews like early on. Ooh, this is a test. Are you guys getting an ad? I just got a thing saying there's an ad break. I I'm trying to figure out these ad settings. I'm trying to turn them down so that they're not like disruptive. It's really annoying. You guys keep showing up, and so now Twitch is like, hey, you guys need to watch ads, and I don't know what that does. I have no idea. Actually, can I see it on Twitch here? I have no way of knowing if an ad is actively happening right now, or if there is a way. I don't know how to find it. And it could be you guys are in the middle of that ad, so you can't reply. It is hard to say. Someone ping me if you're back from an ad so I can continue talking to you. Okay, so you guys did get the ad then? Oh, that's so annoying. I'm sorry. Like Twitch gives you and I don't know if it changed recently, but for me anyway, I have two options. I can either give you and I turned it down. I can give you a 3-minute ad every hour. So basically 1.5 minutes at a time. Or I can, if I try to reduce that anymore, then Twitch will force me to run ads as a pre-roll, which I think means like as soon as you join the channel or join the stream, you get an ad, which I think would be annoying as hell. So I'm trying to like find a balance of like what do I do here? It's just like the money I'm getting from ads just isn't worth like disrupting everyone. Yeah, that it's so annoying, and it's not what I wanted to do at this point. I wanted to wait until like I had a lot more viewers if that ever came to be, because it doesn't help us, right? Especially when I'm trying to have a conversation with you guys. So I don't know what to do yet. But anyway, communication, practice the communication, which generally comes from doing interviews and maybe failing at those interviews. What you don't want to do is let's switch over to my code. You get ads every time you open up the stream? What? All right. Let's do this. How would I react to a lowball offer? Well, that's different, right? That's negotiating, and it's a lot harder to negotiate if you are not confident you can just walk away and get a job elsewhere, right? I have found that as years go by, for me, it's a lot easier to turn down a job if my salary requirements aren't met. It's a lot harder if you're newer to the field and you need work, right? If you're just trying to get a job, that's going to be a lot tougher to just walk away because you need the job. But I typically know in my area where I live, I have a pretty good idea of what going salaries are for, experience and the type of work being done. So it's a lot easier for me to be like, okay, we have this conversation. Yeah, I'm looking for this X number of dollars and you guys aren't meeting that. I'm going to have to turn down this job, right? I mean, I have had that conversation on multiple occasions. And a lot of times it happens when I already have a job. So it's also a lot easier to turn down a job if you already have a job, right? So I have a mindset of, if I'm fairly happy with where I'm at, where I'm working, I'm not going to leave it for an offer unless that offer is like at least 30% increase to what I'm currently being paid, right? And so I will do interviews even while I have a job and I'm happy with the job. One, it keeps the communication skills up to date, if you will. It helps keep you in the know about the interview process around the area you live. And then every now and then, maybe you find something that is more to what you're looking for, and especially from a salary perspective, works out for you, right? It becomes trickier though if you start job hopping too often, because then that's when you run into other issues like, hey, why have you swapped to different jobs over the period of a year? Like you've done 3 jobs over the period of a year. What's going on there? It's like, oh yeah, I've been job hopping for a higher salary. Yeah, like obviously people are gonna get you on that. So I need to make sure. I want to test something here. This is a test from my YouTube chat. Okay, that's showing up. That's all I wanted to make sure. There's a difference, right? Job hopping, the reason job hopping is bad is, why would someone hire you if they see on your resume that you're going to leave in 6 months, right? Because for a company, it costs a lot of money to get a new hire up to speed and being productive on their own, especially for like a software position. Because even if you are an experienced software developer, you still have to, like, you're paying your other employees to take time out of their day, their time from being productive, to train you on their systems, to get you up to speed on the software APIs, on the software stack, what tools you're using, what the workflow is, how you go about doing a pull request, how do code reviews work, any meetings you have to attend and get caught up to speed on, any architectural decision, like a software position. Like if you're being hired for a software position, I'm not expecting you to just be able to jump right in and know everything. It takes time. And honestly, it'll probably take you a year or two of being in that ecosystem to be comfortable enough to just like go off and do your own thing without any handholding whatsoever. For you to be able to make your own decisions and maybe even start leading your own teams kind of thing. That takes time and effort. And if a company who understands this sees that on your resume, you've held a position here for 6 months and then here for 3 months, and now you're looking for a new job, yeah, you might have a good reason, but I definitely would hesitate. I definitely would question, want to understand why you are switching jobs so often. Now, where does job hopping benefit you? Spend those 1 or 2 years, 3 years, 5 years getting familiar with how things are done. Like, use that opportunity to level up, right? It's not just like understanding programming syntax. It's understanding the domain. So like, what kind of problems is the business you're joining trying to solve? Understanding how to communicate effectively, which makes it a lot easier to do interviews. Level yourself up with these lower end opportunities if you are struggling to find an opportunity, because then you can leverage that to search out these higher end jobs, right? And again, it's going to be different for everyone, and especially in the area you live, right? I know a lot of my viewers coming in aren't from America, and at least in my area, there is opportunities to grow, to not just be a head down typing at the keyboard type of programmer. If you seek it out, you have the opportunity to do leadership or become like a technical lead, an architect, software architect, that kind of thing. It just depends. Yeah, and it's always hard to gauge what what the job market looks like from like the social media perspective, because the only thing we're ever hearing are the big name companies, the Fangs of the world, the Meta, the Facebook, the Apples, Netflix, Google, Nvidia. Like, those are the ones that are making the headlines, um, and that's a whole different thing than what I'm talking about. I work in a small market. Hey Buffer, how's it going? Yeah, I didn't have anything going on this morning, so I wanted to try and get a little bit more done. I do have, last night I did end up, I'm gonna bring this up. Wait, it's hard to do this. So I do have SDL3 integrated with Qt QML. So that kind of looks like this. I basically took the SDL API, converted it to a standard C++ API, and then exposed it to QML so that in my QML code, I can come in here and do stuff like this, gamepad.onConnected, so I can listen to when a gamepad is connected to the computer or not, and you'll see down here that it is connected. Whether it's disconnected, whenever an axis on it is changed, whenever a button is pressed. So I map that to some of my my game commands, that kind of thing. I still got to clean all this up because I eventually want to use input actions to do the mapping. So we'll translate like keypad, keyboard, mouse, gamepad. We'll translate them into game generic actions, that kind of thing. But today, I just want to try and get Clang Tidy to yell at me for my C++ code. Because I know I've ran into issues with Clang Tidy before with Qt and these macros. So I want to make sure I get this set up so that it's working as expected. Hopefully. Because I don't quite remember how I did it. Okay. So I think where I want to start is probably... Oh, man. I don't have Clang Tidy on Windows. I might have to set up a dev container. I didn't think about this. Program files, Visual Studio, tools, LLVM, x64. Oh no, I do have Clang Tidy. Oh, okay. I have Clang Tidy on this computer. So I don't need Linux to run this. Okay. So what I'm going to need then is the Clang Tidy I use for Awin. So I'm literally just going to copy and paste it from Awin off my computer here. Maybe, if I can find it. There it is. All right, Clang Tidy. And I might not need to be nearly as strict with my game, whereas like Awin, the game engine, a more general purpose tool that others, including myself, will use. I want to make sure is written fairly strict. My game is more just no one's really going to be using this or looking at it, so I can get away with a lot more BS if I want to when writing C++. But it will still get me on naming conventions, which I prefer. One thing I won't be able to use with Qt is trailing return types, so I will have to turn that off. The other piece of this equation is CMake. Oh, that's what I don't have. I don't have Clang Tidy diff on Windows, but that's okay. So as long as it finds Clang Tidy, so that's the other piece of this equation. I have to figure out how to get it to find Clang Tidy for Windows. I think what I can do... I just have to specify this. Hmm. Hello, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Where'd my aircraft go? Oh, they're right there. Okay. Give you guys something to look at a little bit here. Wait, I just realized I'm covering up the pets, though. I don't want to cover up the pets. Let's do this. Yeah, there we go. How's it going? I'm just tinkering with the game. It doesn't do much right now, but you know, I can control it with the gamepad. It's I'm using QML, Qt. It's gonna be like a situational combat thing of a jig, maybe. We'll see. This is still early prototype. Oh, it's very smooth. That's QT for you. QT QML and how they handle rendering. It's great. Let's see here. I need to find a way to get this to be found on Windows. So I think can I specify this value? Because I don't need this to be general purpose, I can probably just hard code a path. Let's do it in here. Oh, that's not what I want. Okay, yeah. So let me find the path to my Clang tidy. All right, so this is the path to the Clang tidy executable. Add custom target Clang tidy. Oh, it's still calling run Clang tidy. That's not going to work. No, I'm out of monsters. I mean, I have one on my desk, but it's empty. I actually thought about ordering some monster, but I was like, no, I should behave today. But man, now that you brought it up, I feel like I should have some groceries delivered to my house real quick. One sec. Don't mind me. I'm just going to add that to cart. What else am I feeling? What else am I feeling? That looks good. I think I have food, so I don't really need food at the house. Stand by, stand by. I'm almost done ordering. Continue to check out. It wants to know my location. I guess it needs to know that. Kill me, violence, kill the silence. All right, orders confirmed. We're good. We've got some monster on the way. Thanks for reminding me, Buffer. Oh wait, no, it wasn't Buffer, it was Average. Average, thank you. Now we know who to blame. All right. So this script is based off of the assumption that we're running Clang tidy on Linux. But if I'm going to run this on Windows, no, this is going to be too painful. I need this script. One of the things that I think this came out in Clang version 19, but they give you this Python script that gives you the ability to filter your source files. And if you've ever tried to use Clang tidy and its archaic regex expression handling, it is nearly impossible to get the damn tool to filter your code the way you need it to. No, we have the debug display. The problem is it takes up like a massive portion of Like it does this. Is that okay? Like you don't get to see anything else. Oh, you know what I should do? What am I doing? Guys, I can put the debug display into one of these portals. Hang on, we can do that real quick. This is why I'm using QML, because you can do this real quick. Except how do I do that? Because I didn't manually write the portals, but maybe I should have. What is this? Display. I need drag and drop to work. I think it's a model. Do I have a data model? I have a repeater, model of 3, portal. Where's my range rings? Okay, left. Oh. Okay, so if display index is 0, all right, this needs a little bit more work, I think. I need a data model of content, because this needs to be like out of curiosity, what happens if I... Is it not gonna let me do that? Oh, does this have to be a component? Oh, but it's anchored. Nope. Okay, so I apologize. This won't be as quick and easy as I thought. I have to... The downside to trying to sketch things up quickly is you don't do it correctly the first time. So what I actually need to do here is create a display model where I kind of define what I want to show in these portals, and then I will be able to access those display elements here instead of an integer index, and then still use drag and drop. So that's going to have to be another time. So for now, this is... You guys just have to put up with that. All right. What was I doing? Clang tidy. So I think I do need to get my dev containers up and running, which kind of sucks because it's a little more time consuming and a little more like watching paint dry. I was hoping I didn't have to do that, but I guess that's what I got to do. And I think what I can do is just copy from Awin as well. Dev, Awin, dev container. Yep, I'll just copy this. This is fair. I'm gonna have to get this up and running on Linux anyway, because I do want to sooner than later throw this up on my Steam Deck. So it'd be kind of cool to see this running on the Steam Deck as well. Why is this not working? Paste. There we go. All right, dev container. Need to make this Briarthorn specific. I have no idea. I don't think I need USB. I'm not doing Android. I think I still need KVM for graphics. Briarthorn, VS Code, Clang D. CMake tools. Pull requests on GitHub's fine. I'm not doing pull requests with this project. I don't need these. I don't really use that. Git graph, live server for WebAssembly, and then of course VS Code pets. I write. I mean, so yeah, I have been doing this for a while. I like everything you guys are watching me do. I have at some point in my career have done before. I might not remember everything, but C++, Docker, software pipelines, managing repositories, building using Qt, QML to get this up and running quickly. I've done something like this before, and I've been doing this for over 15 years. So yeah, I will say I'm not trying to hide it. I do use AI. I have used it professionally at this point. I use it a lot to help me debug problems and maybe help me with like some of the lower level configuration stuff that I would have to spend a lot of time reading documentation on. I find asking it questions to give me those types of answers really helpful. I try not to use it to just generate everything at once because that no, not 50. I am not that old. 15 5. I'm this isn't my normal streaming setup for those who are aware, so I apologize if the audio. I am making do with what I have. If my voice is cutting out or anything, please let me know because I'm trying to set up some audio filters to clean some of it up, and I haven't really tested it that well. I have it all set up on another computer. I just don't have a desk or an office for it, so I'm getting all that worked out. Hey, we do not need to keep bringing up 50. I am nowhere near that old. Y'all need to relax. But yes, I will, if I can, I will do, especially early on when I'm building this game, I am going to try and get all of the pieces in place with how I want it to work. So, for example, like we just discovered in that main QML file, it was not easy for me to just, oh, it's easy, just move this around. I can, actually, you know what I can do, though? I don't have hot reloading on right now. Hot reloading is running into issues with my singletons. But once I have everything in place, I'm not opposed to be like, hey, I need a new feature added to the game. Do it. And it will do it, but it'll do it based on the rules that I set because I know where everything goes and I know how I want the code written. Plus, I've been code reviewing. I run teams. I know what it's like to code review, so I know what to look out for when the AI decides to be dumb. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. Ugh. I don't like the way it looks though. That's all right. You guys just put up with it. Whatever. I don't even care anymore. I keep getting distracted. What am I doing? I am breaking my CMake files. Oh, no, dev containers. Wait, why? Did I screw something up? No. Okay. Dev containers. We're doing dev containers. All right. So I have a Docker file. I have no idea. So this Docker file is set up for Raylib because that's what Awin's using. But Qt uses different or more dependencies. So that's going to be, oh, excuse me, that's going to be an issue. Oh man, I got the hiccups. I think all of this can stay the same. All of this can stay the same. I will be doing this on Ubuntu 2604. I talked about this last night. Was it last night or Wednesday? I like to live on the edge. I like the latest and greatest tools and technologies that I can use when I can use them. If they're available, I'm using them. I'm on C++ 23. Now, I can't do it with Qt, but with Awin, I'm using C++ modules. Hopefully, sooner than later, C++ 26 reflections. So if it's available, I'm going to use it. And what does that inevitably lead to? Internal compile errors where you're like breaking the compiler itself. GCC 16. So I do have access to reflections if I need it, but only for GCC. LLVM 22, all of that's going to stay the same. That's going to stay the same. And scripting's going to stay the same. I still want to support WebAssembly. Oh my God, WebAssembly with Qt? I don't know if I've ever done that before. That's going to be hard. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the Raylib dependencies. So what that's going to do is we're going to build the container, and then when it goes to try and build Qt, it will fail and tell me what dependencies I'm missing, and those are the dependencies I will add into this Docker file to build. So we will do that by reopening in a container. A timer on the center. I missed your question. On the center, top left. Oh no, that's what you call a heading bug. So on aircraft displays, where you have like your radar range rings that you were seeing with the tick marks that show like what the direction is. It is, while that is useful to see tracks out there that are relative to those tick marks. If you're trying to play the game and you want to know exactly what your heading is right away, that little heading bug at the top shows that, and you can more easily read like what direction you're flying towards. Because I think with this game, I do want to make direction a like information you're going to need to navigate certain engagements. And I'm also thinking that for this game, because I do want the UI to be involved with it. Why is this? Wait, why is it doing this? Weird. Oh, wait, is the container already built? That's suspicious. It's been a minute since I've been on this computer. Yeah, this is GCC 15. It needs to rebuild. But yeah, so like for this game, I do think I want to make it's not just the engagement. So like you're playing on your gamepad, you're shooting missiles, or you're deploying defensives, or you're trying to maneuver to avoid being hit. So not just that, but I want this game to be about your capabilities that you've upgraded. Your radars, can they see that there's an enemy out there, or does it just look like a little dot? Is that something you need to worry about? Well, is your display capable of showing all of that? Or do you need to go purchase an upgrade to get more detail showing on your display on those different portals so that you can better navigate the engagement, the scenario? And then, I mean, I'm one developer, so I don't want this to like become a massive thing, I hope. Famous last words. But I could envision like a final boss fight where if you navigated the world correctly and made the correct upgrades, you set yourself up for the best amount of success to understand what the boss is throwing at you, like what defenses you need to deploy, what weapons you need to fire on it. Maybe the boss is really good at blocking missiles, but very bad at shooting bullets, that kind of thing. So the ability to like figure out what is happening around you. Yes, it is. It's a cappuccino, I think. I think you're right. That's a good eye. Wow. I think it's cappuccino. Yes, Cappuccino for VS Code. And I think I'm on the macchiato theme from it. And I'm also using the cappuccino icons. And we are watching Docker build my image for me. Oh man, I gotta don't let me forget, Trill is outside, and I need to see at some point if he wants back inside. My monster will be here in about 30 to 45 minutes. So thank you advance for that. Oh, I tried Zed as well. Zed is super quick. It doesn't, its extension ecosystem obviously isn't up and running yet. Like it's nowhere near as like robust as VS Code's. So some of the stuff that I need for my game with QT and QML, Zed didn't really have. But if and when that day comes, I might do a Zed switch just to see. One thing I really liked immediately with Zed when you first launch it, you could choose from different common text editors. You can pick and choose like a key binding set. And I come from, before I used VS Code, I was a massive fan of Sublime Text because of how quick it is to like just get a file open, edit, and then close it. Because my workflow used to be Visual Studio on one monitor, Sublime Text on the other, and then anytime I needed to do like multi-line editing or like quick code navigation, almost like a Vim user, but maybe not quite, Sublime Text was the bomb. But VS Code, so in the professionally, I was limited to what software I could install on a computer, and Sublime Text was a paid license. VS Code was free. So I couldn't convince my company to buy a license for Sublime Text. So we were basically forced to use VS Code, which to this day, there are still things about it that just annoy the ever-living hell out of me. But I cannot deny the extensions and dev containers easily integrated. Like, oh, I need to get something installed real quick. Okay, just hop into extension and install it. I can't deny that. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I've just never, honestly, I just never thought to do it. Like, you can set up your own key bindings. Actually, do we just look now? Well, wait, before I start navigating, let me kick off a build here because QT takes a minute. And it will definitely complain about... oh, wow. I didn't think it was going to complain that quick. I am running version 4... Oh, whatever. I can fix that. Problem solved. Okay. Yeah, with VS Code, I haven't really messed with the settings too much. I don't even know where you go to find them. Is it... Isn't there like... Is it preferences? They changed this. I swear it used to be over here somewhere. So there's like keyboard shortcuts. Profile. I have a profile? When did I... What? When did I have a profile? Configure snippets, themes. It's gotta be this, right? Oh my god. Yeah. So and I don't remember this at all. It's been a long time since I've looked at VS Code settings. It at least used to be you would implement or you would write like a JSON overload, wouldn't you? Or am I thinking of a different edit? Maybe I'm thinking of Sublime. But anyway, yeah, there's no reason I couldn't go through this one by one and map this to Sublime text. The thing about Zed is on its start menu right here, like when you first launch Zed, there was a button. It was like, hey, do you want VS Code? Do you want Emacs? Do you want Vim? Do you want Sublime Text? And I'm like, hell yeah, I want Sublime Text. Let's go. I actually don't know if it said Vim or Emacs. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember. It had like 4 or 5 options that you could pick from. Okay, so we're building 10 of 33. And because I'm on WSL and WSL is inside a virtual machine, we have to deal with the disk IO latency of writing from a virtual machine back to the host system. Getting messages here. Don't let me forget as well, I'm playing Magic the Gathering tonight. Sometime between... I'm free. I can play. All right. Yeah, I have never learned the Vim ecosystem. And at this point, I feel like I'm kind of stuck in my point and click ways, which I know is probably going to stress the hell out of any like Vim power users. But credit where credit's due. What you guys can do with a keyboard impresses the hell out of me. All right, so this, yeah, we're watching paint dry. So let's do Wordle, because I ain't got nothing else to do right now. What's a good word to start with? Let's try. I like to use a different word every time. Let's go with liars. Terrible word to start with. Okay, I knocked out 2 vowels. Let's try. Very fast. This is coming from a hardcore vimmer. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. There's definitely like and part of the problem for me, like I kind of mentioned, I come from Sublime Text, so I got really good using Sublime Text, especially with multi-line editing. With VS Code, it still feels weird. And so I never got comfortable and I never sat down and like focused. There needs to be like it almost needs to be a game. You almost need like for whether it's Vim, VS Code, Sublime Text, you need to have like there needs to be a set of challenges you have to try and complete within a certain time where it's like okay, you need to multi-line edit or jump to this line or navigate to this page, that kind of thing. So I did not do a good job here, but that's okay. On the third guess with 2 letters, I almost wonder if it's better to just... Oh, wait a minute. We got a build failure like I was hoping. Okay, so I need to add... this to my dev containers. Stand by. And then I also need to run this locally. What? You to know I'm happy for you. I wish nothing but best for you both. Oh, they went nice on this. Is this a cover? Oh, it is. It's still the warning. Hell yeah. I didn't know they sung this. All right. You're still alive, and I'm here to remind you. Y-O-U-R your Y-O-R-L. Nope, can't be L. Nose. Nope. Nose has no R. Gore. G-O-R-E. Can't use an E. Uh, Poor. P-O-U-R. This actually works out. This R being here, I think, significantly limits what this word can be. T-O... Toned. T-O-N... Tone... Can't be tunnel. Can't be tunnel. For you to be open wide. No. Well, you're still alive. I'm stuck on Y. I don't know why I want Y. Y-O... Hot. Hovel. No, can't be an E. Hotel. Ho. Wait, I need to figure out this R. Or roar. Roar? Nope, can't be roar. No hits, no hits. I can do this. I mean, worst case scenario, I'm trying to see if I can get it in 3. But worst case scenario, I can always just try and knock out a bunch more letters, make it easier. Why is this not? Wait a minute. My VS Code isn't. There it goes. Okay. Took? Toker? Joker. Joker could work. No, damn it. Joker can't work. I'm just seeing if I can find a word that uses an R and an O and not any of these letters. Poker, poke, hook, rook. Dang it. I felt so smart for a second. Oh no. I mean, this makes it a lot easier, but man, I thought I had it in 3. Felt so good about that. Um That's not how you spell porch, right? That doesn't look right. Porky. Or is that no? That's not how you spell porch, is it? That could. What else could it be? Your. Ah, screw it. I'm hitting enter. Ooh. Um. Okay. Orf. Orf. Uh oh. Uh oh. I'm streaming. Uh oh. My friend. I think my friend wants to play Steam games. Um. Okay. Orf. Orf. Korf. Jorf. Yorf. Gorf. Norf. What the hell kind of word is this? Morph. Morph. It's morphing time. Dang it. I felt really good about fourth. Are we still building? QT base. Currently. All right, let's make myself feel really dumb now. All right, it's time to feel dumb. I think I fail this game more than I complete it. No joke. Dinner Express, Post Round, Dragon, Register, Times, Shaft, Display, Monitor, Stake, Skink. That's like a lizard, isn't it? Betray, Basilisk, Drafting, Pole. Dinner, Dragon, Times, Express, Post. Drafting. It's like racing or. Oh, oh man, you're good. That was quick. Holy crap. Yeah, I think I agree with you there. Like Komodo dragon. These are like reptiles, kinds of lizards. Betray. Drafting. Post. Yeah. Shaft, post, pull, and stake. See, I can do one. Uh, Expressway. Sign of the times. Register, drafting. Round. You go around expressway, roundabout. I think I'm reaching here. I feel like this is throwing me off. Betray. Giveaway. Express intent. I have no idea. Not even close. Okay. I had no idea. Display. Express. So this could also be like moving fast. Display, betray. So is this like almost like emotion or observation? Indicate as emotion. Okay. Good call. Good call. Well done. So what do we think this is? Dinner round drafting times. What could this be? You round up, you multiply, drafting. Is this just fantasy football? You go have dinner. It's timed. I don't think this is fantasy football. Round table, dinner table, drafting table, times table. I would not have gotten this. I was not thinking times table at all. All right, how are we on the paint drying? All right. I want to I fear doing this. I'm going to look so dumb. Oh, ad break. I apologize, guys. It's not my fault. This is Uncle Twitch doing this to you, or Uncle Bezos. Oh shoot! Thank you. I'm gonna go check on Trill. Be right back. Trill is off exploring the neighborhood somewhere. He was not wanting in. We were talking about this the other day. Do I need an account to do this, or can I just like hop in and start playing? Well, if I'm going to do this, I'll probably do it on an actual browser. Oh, I gotta two-step verify. Oh, you can have little avatars in this game? That's good enough. Save profile. Okay. Let's add this to the stream. I'm gonna have to do something like this. Maybe I can do it like this, because I need to keep an eye on the dev container building. So this game is called GeoGuessr. Want to learn the basics of GeoGuessr? Sure. The music is The Warning. They are a trio of sisters from Mexico who we've been listening to them this entire time. So every song we've been hearing has been The Warning. But yeah, they're like three sisters out of Mexico, and they are freaking awesome. Try panning around in Street View. Oh, this looks like Las Vegas. I've been here. This is easy. This game is easy. How do I guess? I'm ready to guess. I've literally been here. I've walked these roads. No one told me this game would be easy. All right, what do I need to do? Move forward? Like, I've literally driven on this road before. Oh, you can zoom in and out. Okay. When you think you know where you are, place your guess on the map before the time runs out. I know where I'm at. So how do I... Okay, got it. I could probably find the strip. I've been on this road. I've been on this exit. Oh my god. Where I mean it's in Las Vegas, but I don't it's over by like if I can find the airport. Old Las Vegas. Oh, it's timed. It's timed. I need to find Treasure Island. How do you Rancho? I think it's like towards the airport more. Like it's on this side. Atomic Golf, Las Vegas. Does this not tell you the buildings? I'm running out of time. All right, I'm just gonna guess. I'll just guess right here. Dang it! I was 1.9 miles away. All right, this game is too easy. Oh wait, I have to unlock modes. Oh, can I not play this? I'll decide later. I just wanted to. I'm trying to kill some time. We are currently building QT base, so if it's gonna fail, it might fail here. Okay, so what do I have to do? Subscribe to Play Without Limits. Daily challenge. More than players have played today. Sure. Daily challenge. I have 3 minutes to figure out where I am. Okay. I see English. I see what I think would be an American road sign. That does not look like an American road sign, or one that I'm familiar with. Definitely not American license plates, unless that's a DUI offender. Tienda el Ramal. All right. Now I'm thinking Spanish. Nos movemos con calidad. Yeah, okay, so definitely Spanish. I don't know, guys. Why did I pick this game to play? I don't know geography. This could be anywhere. This is anything. What am I doing here? Don Matias. Oh, we got a Gmail. Dominican Republic? Is this like Central America? I have no idea, guys. I might have to stop playing this game. This is gonna make me look so bad. I don't know. Dang it. Colombia. 922 miles. Oh gosh, this code needs to finish compiling. I have set myself up for failure. What do we got here? What do we got here? Magna Premium Diesel. Where in the world is gas called Magna? Abierto horas? Is this Carta Blanca? This with a desert? God, this could be, oh my God, the middle of a desert. I mean, this could actually still be. What are these road lines? These road lines look somewhat normal, and the road lines are kind of thin. Can I see what that car was? Ooh, I could. Oh God, elite code hard. Maybe I should do. Maybe we should warm up to elite code hard. I am not the greatest at algorithm solving. Hang on. We got compile errors. Oh wait, I'm running out of time. Desert. I'm thinking. I really don't know. Maybe I am really good at this game, and I just don't know it yet. Anyway, compile errors. I think I need to install the next set of dependencies. I cannot believe I got that close on that one. I assumed Mexico, but I didn't know. I also didn't realize Mexico had that much desert in it. We are missing. We're missing the OpenGL drivers. I can sign up for a Elite Code account. We can definitely start doing that. Might be useful. If anything, it'll be good practice for me in case I ever want to interview elsewhere. There should be something that tells me what to install. I think I saw it. Is it right here? All right, so we need to add this to the dev container. The AI autocomplete totally got that wrong. The hell? Dang it. It didn't like unable to locate package install. Oh, whoops. Okay. All right, I'm gonna quit. I'm quitting GeoGuessr while I'm ahead. I was happy with that. I did better than I thought I would. I mean, it was all like local, relatively local to America's Spanish, so wasn't as bad. I would not have gotten like European countries at all. I don't think, or African countries for that matter. Okay, so does leak code require an account? Unless I want to save progress. So what do I do? Is it explore? Start exploring, get started. Oh, interesting. It does system design as well. Cheat sheets, data structure, algorithm, system design, beyond. Dynamic programming. Beginner's guide. I feel like that's what I need. Hang on. Oh shit, is USA playing today? Check the library. Left and right sum differences. So what does this mean? 90. Okay, so is this 90% of people who have attempted this completed it or got it correct? Ooh. This is easy, but only half the people are getting it right? That's terrifying. Wait, I don't. Wait, what is all this? Is this under median of two sorted arrays? Oh my god. That sounds like it would be hard. Regular expression? Nope. 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 Regular expression is voodoo magic. All right, let's start with an easy one. Why does that say 2574? Okay, so it looks like I can use C++. That's cool. Log in to use autocomplete. Oh, I see how they get you. I'm an autocomplete dev through and through. So what am I supposed to do? Am I timed or anything? What is this? You need to log in to run? What? So I won't even be able to like test this? Okay, so that's the test case. Oh, I can wait, can I modify this? Okay, I can modify. You need to log in, sign up to run or submit. Wait, so I won't even be able to do this. You are given a 0 indexed integer array of nums of size n. Define 2 arrays, left and right, where the left is the sum of elements to the left of the index I in the array. If there's no such elements, then if there is no such element, then left sum index is 0. The right I is the sum of elements to the right of the index in the array. If there's no, return an integer array answer of size n where the index is... What the hell does that mean? Oh, it's saying left sum minus right sum. So input 10483, output is 15 1 11 22. The array left sum is 0 10 14 22. Oh, I think I get it. Neat code instead of leak code, same. I have never heard of neat code. Oh, I know how to do this. Oh, not Python. Please no. I mean, no offense. Oh, wait, do I have to use these interfaces? Oh, man, that's not as fun. Design a dynamic array such that array lists in Java or vector C++. Your dynamic array class should support the following operations, capacity. Okay, so I do have to adhere to the interface. Oh, it literally is just like leak code, isn't it? Weird. Did neat code copy them? So this is cool. This is yeah, I would agree this would be an easy problem, especially because like the dynamic array is one of those things I would ask a junior developer about. Like, what's the underlying implementation? How do you dynamically resize? You know, that kind of thing. I am guessing they don't want me to just wrap this in a vector, which means I'm going to have to manually manage memory, which I'll be honest, I have not managed my own memory in years. So if I had to guess, I'm going to need to do something like this, right? Null it out. So it gives you a capacity, which means you can get away with doing something like that, I think. Oh my god, I don't even know if I know what the syntax is for allocating an array, a C array. That's how little I have done my own manual memory allocation. So this would technically allocate an array of that size. Get I. Are we supposed to check for safety? We'll initialize an empty array with capacity where capacity is greater than 0. Oh. Are they saying it's guaranteed to be 0 or that I need to make that check? That's something I might ask my interviewer. We'll return the element at index I, assume the index is valid. Okay, so this is just straight up easy, just assume things. So here it should just be return array I, which this is already going against everything I stand for with modern C++. I could, honestly, you know what I could do? You know what? We could still use modern C++ here. Screw this. I could do, Oh, wait, does that work? I was gonna say I could allocate a use a standard array to allocate this instead, but this is straightforward, I guess. Set. I'm assuming then this is just array I equals in. Ooh, a pushback. This is probably where they're expecting the work to begin. So you're gonna have to like keep track of another pointer or index to make sure like where you're actively like where your elements are actively stored. Resize, get size. Get capacity. Okay, so we can store capacity. We can do that. Now size is probably going to have to be what? Capacity time. Ooh, no. It's going to be if we're doing a pushback, then we're keeping track of what our elements currently are. So this is allocating the dynamic array. It isn't necessarily saying there's 20 elements in that array. So we actually need to keep track of size as well, which by default will be 0. And only when we do a set will set the element at index I to n. Assume the index I is valid. We'll set the element at index I to n. Oh, I have a problem with the vocabulary here. Set makes me think like an individual, but I think what they're saying here is this is a fill. So you're gonna fill the array from I to n. That makes more sense. Will I be able to test this? Wait a minute. No. We'll set the element at index I to no. I'm misreading that. I think it is this. There's a run button. Oh, there is. Please log in to run the code. I got. You got me. Please log in to run code. Please log in to submit code. Boo. Boo. I got tricked. I was bamboozled. It's okay. We can they all want your data. That's fine. I can still work this out. It's not a big deal. I do think this is calling set. The issue I have with this is what is the size of your dynamic array if it allows you to add elements in arbitrary locations, right? Because usually with dynamic arrays, a vector, if you're adding elements or indexing into an element, you're basing it off of size, not capacity. And I'm not sure they are calling this out. So what I would do in an interview is I would ask for that clarification. And then on top of that, it would allow me to discuss with my interviewer the fact that I know what a vector is and I have a general idea of how these things work. And they can be like, oh, yeah, no, this needs to, this I can only work for the size of the dynamic array, not the capacity. So we will make that assumption. And I think the assumption here is because I is valid, I don't need to make a check here. So that's pretty straightforward. It does seem like they want the bulk of the work to happen in this pushback. Capacity, size, I'll just return size. So resize will double the capacity of the array. Okay, perfect. So they're breaking this down for us because when I go to do a pushback, if my element that I'm adding to the array is if I'm trying to add an element to the array and there's not enough capacity left, then I will do a resize, which doubles the capacity. And this is where like the bulk of the this is where understanding how a vector works is imperative when it comes to performance, because this resize could be costly. So for a resize, what we're going to have to do is basically have a temp where we allocate a array of capacity times 2. So capacity times equals 2. We allocate capacity times 2. Now, I guess for this example, I don't know if it lets you include headers. But one thing I might do is in an interview, I might have this conversation where a unique pointer would work too. A unique pointer would be perfect. But one thing I might do during a conversation is I am going to have to perform a copy of this data, right? So I might ask if it's okay if I use like a standard copy or a mem copy, you know, that kind of thing. So we have a new double the capacity. Ooh, but we need to remember the old capacity. Because then I can do like, so here you could just iterate over your array index at a time, or you can do, God, see, I don't know the C functions. I think standard copy, I don't get autocomplete, do I? I think standard copy lets you use C arrays as well. Yeah. So I can do something like this, right? Now, is it cheating if I do that? Are we not allowed to look up the syntax of functions? It just occurred to me that that might be considered cheating. And then after the copy, we have to delete. There's a solution tab? There's a solution tab. Oh my god, wait. Am I allowed to look? Wait. Oh! Oh! Yeah, there's no beginning and end for pointer, but for... Ooh. Is it because it's on... I actually don't know how that works. I've not really thought about that before. But I know it does. I've done it before. I have to look that one up. Uh, delete array. Is this even how you delete an array? That's how that's how long it's been since I've used the delete function. We create a new array, we delete the old array, and then we set the new array here. Can you prepare group Discord page or YouTube channel? I want to join you. I'm not sure I know what you're asking. I do have a Discord page, and it's in YouTube, I thought. Is it not in YouTube? It should all be there. It's possible I did it wrong. It would not surprise me. Pop back is just you don't even really have to like do anything. You can just literally move your index, which at this point would be size -1. I could just cheat. Oh, pop back. It wants to return the element. So last is size -1. Val is array. I guess I could just call get, can't I? Get last. And then size -, something like that. Oh, cool. Okay. Push back. So push back. What do we do? If size equals capacity, we need to what? Resize? Excuse you, your face forgot to return, Val. I would have caught that. Pushback. Let's see. If our size is greater than or equal to capacity, which hopefully never happens. Oh, guys, I think my monster might be here. Okay, sorry, I was looking at a text message. Okay. Anyway, pushback. After size is greater than capacity, we resize, and then we should just be able to do array size equals n, right? Because size -1 was our last element, so then the next element would have been size. So now I should be able to do just size equals n. Because during the resize, our size shouldn't change. All right. I'm feeling okay with this solution. I really don't like the use of news, but I don't know. I'm not like familiar with the ecosystem. And I think I would want code completion. I am curious if this actually works, and if it does, I need to make myself a little bit smarter about how it's able to determine what the end of an array is. Maybe it only works if it's a stack allocated array and not a pointer to an array. So we'll have to see. If this doesn't work, then the dirty solution is to just do a for loop and iterate over both, or do like a mem copy directly. I can't run, so I guess let's look at the solution. Oh, it's a video? Oh, it's Python. Okay. All right. Well, so far, the private member variables, I think I did correct, right? I have a pointer to an array. I have capacity. I have length. They use length. They do that. Okay, so this is funny. This is a good way to talk about this. I kind of disagree with how they wrote this as C++, but for a problem where we're just trying to make sure we understand how to write code, this is perfectly fine. If you can avoid doing it, avoid initializing your variables here. Instead, do it here. So that's where I am like, capacity is initialized to 0, size is initialized to 0. Because what inevitably happens is you're going to define your member variables in a header file, but you're going to define your initialized values in your CPP file, or at least you better be. And you end up in a situation where it becomes a little hard to maintain because you have to bounce between these files in order to ensure that these variables are initialized in the correct order. Whereas if you are able to, and you are able to initialize here, then you are guaranteed they are initialized in the correct order. But yeah, this looks fine. This is what I did. So far, so good. My get function, return. Yep. My set function, you set. Yep. Pushback. Ooh, see, I win. They didn't account for length being greater than capacity. I mean, with this code, I don't know if there's any chance it will be, but with my solution, if size is greater than, it still does it. Moving on. So anyway, hop back. Any tips for beginners? Yeah, do not do what I do. Pop back. Let's see. Looks like I did a lot more than they did. What did I do wrong? So they decrement if the size is greater than 0, they decrement. That's fair. You do run the risk of going to negative, so you do want to make that check. That's on me. And I am not making use of size after this point, so I could have just done this and have been fine. So it's just a little less code. So yeah, I would say that's a mark against me. I forgot to check for length. Yeah, I don't know if size will ever be greater than the capacity, but you know, you never know. Sometimes you get like magnetic field disruption from the sun, and maybe it flips a bit, and your size increases to greater than past the capacity. And if that happens, my code would have caught it. Okay, so resize the array. Okay, so they just went with a simple loop. I said you could do that, and maybe so. Oh gosh darn it, guys, you're calling me out on crap. They didn't add a destructor. It's not my fault. So this is something in an interview I would ask for clarification. Do they want you to write it out as like a raw for loop, or is it okay if I use like STL algorithms, right? Because it does a couple of things for you in an interview. It gets you a little more comfortable with communicating. It lets the interviewer know your thought process and know what you are considering. It also lets the interviewer know, hey, you know there exists STL algorithms you can use for this, but then the interviewer might go like, no, don't worry about it. Just because a lot of times when you're doing a problem like this in person in an interview, you're really just doing pseudocode. And so the interviewer might want to actually know that you know how to loop over elements in an array, right? And so then you don't want to do it this way. But it's good to have that like conversation in an interview. But anyway, so copy, I double the capacity. Oh. Okay, yep, that's fair. I got this one wrong. For one, this is an old variable. Two, I was intending to copy the entire array into a new array, but technically the elements only exist in the array up to length. So all of the additional elements, so if I had a capacity of, wait, no, that doesn't make sense. No, I'm good. They just did it cleaner. Because length and capacity are the same. I'm not good because you can as a user call resize outside of pushback. So I do think this is the better way because then you're only copying up to the elements in your array that exist. So I would say I got marks off on that one. I did almost kind of remember how to delete an array. Return size. Okay. So yeah, I would say I scored like an 80% there. There's a couple of things I got wrong for sure. All right, is my code done compiling? This is making me look stupid. All right. I'll be right back. My monster is here, and I want to make sure or see if Trill is back. All right. All right. Day 6. What day are we on? Day 6 of asking a monster to sponsor me, or oh man, what leverage do I have? I'll stop drinking Monster because we know that's not going to happen. Day 5? Okay, day 5, asking Monster to sponsor me. Okay, so that was an easy one. Let's see what a medium one looks like. Am I done compiling? All right, well, I guess since we can't really submit code on either of these platforms, this is... Man, see, I don't want to show off the Monster because they're not sponsoring me. See if you guys can see this. Ultra, Peachy, Keen. Also, Trill is inside now. It's hot outside. I think he was done being outside. How do I go back? How do I go to, like, I don't know, the next problem? Oh god. Oh god. All right, guys. I can almost guarantee you I'm not going to be good at these hard problems. Max dot product of two subsequences. What does that even mean? Given two arrays, 1 and 2, return the maximum dot product between non-empty subsequences of nums 1, 2, nums 1, and nums 2 with the same length. This almost feels like domain expertise. I don't remember math. Oh, it's going to tell me. A subsequence of an array is a new array which is formed from the original array by deleting some, can be none, of the characters without disturbing the relative positions of the remaining characters. So 2, 3, 5 is a subsequence of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What the frick? 2, 3, 5 is a subsequence of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, while 1, 5, 3 is not. Okay, so as long as it appears in this order, see, Xiom is onto something. We don't need AI to generate code. We just need libraries that solves all of our problems. Just include it and the problem solved. Okay. So we have to return the maximum dot product between non-empty subsequences of nums 1 and 2 within the same length. So that makes a little more sense, but there is one glaring problem. I don't remember how to take the dot product. Oh, here we go. 2, -1 from nums 1 and subsequence 3, -6 from nums 2. Their dot product is... Okay, you multiply and then you add, right? Yeah, okay. I do remember. Excuse you, what? Nums 1 is 3, -2. Nums 2 is 2, -6, 7. The output is 21. Explanation. Take subsequence 3 from nums 1 and subsequent 7 from nums 2. Their dot product is... Wait, what? Wait, I gotta understand this problem. The maximum dot product. Oh my god. Wait a minute. Of the same length. Does that mean I have to... Holy shit. Oh man, I don't have my drawing pad. I still need to purchase a drawing pad. I think I know what this is wanting. Input, -1, -1, 1 and 1. The subsequence -1 from nums 1, the subsequence 1 from 1. Constraint. The lengths are between 1 and 500. And their values are from -1000 to 1000. Okay, I think I know what's going on here. How do I show you guys this? Also, I need to sketch this out. Whoa, whoa. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. 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 Wait, it shouldn't show a black screen. There we go. How the hell do I make paint, like, I don't know, just full screen? No, not that kind of full screen. I just want the canvas. Do I have to manually? There we go. I just needed, like... I was in the mood, Devtron. I was in the mood. Sometimes the mood just takes you. I am actively still trying to build a dev container for Briarthorn. So while we're waiting for that to build, I am doing a leak code problem of hard variety and making myself look like a fool in the meantime. We do not talk about the easy problem for anyone new that just showed up. Okay. You guys can see this, right? Yeah. All right, so we have 1, 2. Oh my god, this is miserable. Oh no. 3. And I have -2. Oh my god. 0. Oh Jesus, this hurts my heart. 5, 8. We have to find the maximum dot product between two subsequences of the same length. So, what the hell? I have eraser selected and it's doing white. But anyway, thanks, Buffer. I didn't want to boast. I wish you wouldn't have said anything. Subsequent arrays of max dot product of the same length. So the issue, what makes this challenging and hard is 205. Gosh darn it. 205, 058, they are of length 3, which is the same as 1, 2, 3. So we have to calculate the dot product of 1, 2, 3 with negative 205 and 058 and 258 in order to figure out which one is the largest. So there is, I think, what makes this, like, I think I could do this easily brute force. Like, we're talking n cubed or into the fourth. I don't know if I could, like, under pressure of people watching me and in a short period of time, solve this in a performant manner. Because this is hard. And then not only do you have to do it for that, you also have to do it for the other lengths, because those other lengths could be larger. And there might be some intelligent math you can do to, like, immediately say, there's no way this can be larger than these 3 numbers or these 2 numbers. Because then you're doing, like, okay, what's the dot product of 2 and 3 compared to 5 and 8? What's the dot product of 2 and 3 compared to 0, 5? This is like, holy shit. This is like, this is greater than n squared for sure. So my guess is there has to be a way to figure out if they're, like, if it's even worth calculating the dot product. So, like, 0, for instance, right? If there's a 0 in a subsequent, I don't know. These style of problems, for me personally, I don't find very useful in interviews. Like, if I am interviewing you and you are awesome at these, that doesn't tell me if you're going to be a good worker. For a business where we have to think about how much we're paying someone and how effective they're going to be with their time, your ability to solve something like this doesn't tell me anything. It tells, well, no, that's not true. it tells me you've spent a lot of time studying and solving problems to become comfortable with solving these types of problems. But it doesn't tell me if you know how to go research a problem, come up with good answers or good questions to come back and ask me when you get stuck so that I can provide you better guidance. It doesn't tell me any of that. It doesn't tell me if you're going to sit there and twiddle your thumbs like being stuck on a problem because you've never seen it before. You might be really good at these problems because you've seen them before. So I struggle with asking these types of questions because in the past, they don't result in me hiring someone who is capable of being productive. Now, that being said, I think with enough time and effort, I could probably solve this. I don't know if I could come up with like an O of N solution or not, or if one exists, especially not on stream. Because some of the checklist items I go through when I see things like this, like, oh, you're dealing with an array. Cool. Does that mean we can apply like O of N style algorithms where we track the end and beginning pointer? Does that help us at all? Right? Do we need multiple pointers to keep track of where we're at? So I start like thinking through that. Hi, thanks for stopping by, Tech Leaf. I really appreciate it. There's a lot of hate in the world when it comes to C++, and just know there's still people out there like me who actively work in it and use it as a career. Even if there are things I don't like about it either. Yeah, this is actually a hard problem. It seems simple at first when I was looking at it. Can I minimize? Will it show up? Okay. Dot product is easy. That's not what's difficult about this problem. The difficulty with this problem is you have to find the max dot product of two subsequences. And it goes on to say that a subsequence of an array is a new array which is formed from the original array by deleting some, could be none, of the characters without disturbing the relative position of the remaining characters. So basically, a subsequence is any combination of... Where'd my paint go? Wait, where'd my paint go? A subsequence is any combination of these numbers in order as they exist. And so you have to figure out what the max dot product is of two subsequences. So if I give you, and the size of your array could be up to 500 with a range from -1,000 to 1,000. So if I give you, and this is a simple example, right? In fact, let me do it in code because this will be a little easier to explain the difficulty. You're basically dealing with the fact that you could have an arbitrary number of values. I'm just randomly typing and hitting commas here, right? And then you would have another array with another arbitrary number of values. Some with negative values. You could have zeros. I don't even think it says anything about like not having duplicates or anything. It does have to be between 500. They did say that. I'm just typing the same number over and over. Right? So something like this. So given two of these arrays, what is the maximum possible dot product that can be created from some subsequence of the same length? So my initial thought is maybe I find the largest number in the array, which is what? O of n? Because if you find the largest values in the array, that should net you the largest dot product possible, right? Potentially. The problem becomes negative values. When you multiply two negative values, you get a positive. So now you need to find the largest. And it does, and these don't have to be like next to each other. So maybe the largest is four values, a length of 4, but it might be like, hey, it's this one plus this one plus this one plus this one. So I am thinking you're trying to find the largest numbers, the largest absolute value. So O of n parse would be the largest absolute value, but you would also have to keep, you'd have to keep them in order. Would that work? I don't know if sliding window works. You mean something like this, where it's like you have a set selection, and then you just like iterate once. Now you have a new set selection. I think the problem there is you are allowed to have a subsequence be broken up. So you can have like I can do like -5. Oh god, I wish. All right, after this stream, I'm purchasing a draw pad. -5, -2. Did they say it was sorted? No, it's not sorted. Now maybe we want to sort it. What did I do with paint? All right. So I think it would be pretty obvious that, to me anyway, looking at this, the answer to this problem right here is oh wait, no, I did it wrong. We would need, this isn't obvious. Oh my god, this is so hard. The problem is if you multiply a negative to a positive, then you end up with a smaller dot product. And so it's not just enough that you do a parse through one array to figure out if you can get the maximum dot product from like a list of numbers. You need the other half. So what if I could probably do a good example here. God, I wish I had a pencil. My eraser doesn't work either, so I don't know what's going on there. What the hell? Why is my eraser not... Alright, whatever. If I had a -2 here, for instance... If this was -2, then -5 times -2 is +10. That immediately makes this a much bigger value than if -5 times 1 is -5. So you're subtracting from the dot product. So it might be that using this 1 at all is not the way to go. Maybe the largest dot product here is just -5 and -2 because it yields a positive result. Now, if I try to include 2 values, I could do 1 and 1, 5 and 4. That would be 20. If I did 3 values, I could do 1, -2, 4. I could do -2, 1, 5. I could do 5, -2, 5. I could do -5, 1, 5. Man, that almost sounds like a tree at this point. Yeah, I am not solving this anytime soon. Oh, would you look at that, guys? Oh, dang it, it's not done building. Damn it. The number of negative values is even. That would only work if we do a comparison between 2 arrays, right? Because that's what we're doing the multiplication against. We're not doing multiplication against each other. So if you go back to that, like, think of the worst case scenario where we have a size, what is it? Size of 500? Yeah, size of 500. You have to figure out how many of these values you need to create that maximum value. So I think you need both arrays in order to figure this out. So I'm wondering if so one thing I like to do, not that I'm solving problems like this in particular, but one thing I like to do when I'm like debugging, for instance, is try and simplify the problem. So I think one thing we can do here is let's just figure out what the answer is. Given 2 arrays, return the maximum dot product between non-empty subsequences of the arrays of the same length. A subsequence is any new array which is formed from the original array by deleting some, could be none, of the characters without disturbing the relative positions of the remaining characters. For example, 2, 3, 5 is a subsequence of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 3, 5. While 1, 5, 3 is not. So basically, you're going to sample some collection of values from this array and keep them in the same order to try and figure out which collection of array produces the largest maximum dot product. Now, the first initial guess could be just take the length of one array, or like take whichever array is smaller and calculate the dot product of the larger one. But yeah, this is actually, I mean, it is labeled hard. It's hard. I would have to sit here and like, this isn't something I could do in a couple of minutes. I'd have to sit and think about it, and I would need like a better way to write and draw and that kind of thing. But it might be like there's obviously a way to do this. I am not going to be solving this, but I am curious what the answer is. So if you guys are looking to solve this yourself, look away. I am going to reveal the solution and see if I understood the problem and see if I was even remotely on the right track of like how much brute force versus like needing to track pointers across, that kind of thing. But that was your warning. I am looking at the solution right now. Oh, I'm going to minimize. I just realized you guys didn't see the site I was looking at while I was doing this. Here you go. I'm looking at the solution. Turn away. Oh, wait. Oh. Solutions. These are people's answer. Oh, leak code solution. Oh, I have to be a subscriber. No. Oh, this game. All right, I want to take a look at an easy, or not an easy, but like a medium one. How do you do the upvote thing? What do you mean? Oh. Oh. Okay, here we go. Max dot product of two subsequences. Imagine you have two rows of partners, each standing in a fixed order on the left and the right. Each person has a value. When you pair one person from nums 1 with one from nums 2, you earn a score. Your goal is to form two non-empty subsequences, one from each list, such that the sum of products of paired elements is maximum. Order must be preserved. At least one pair is mandatory. Skipping is allowed. Order preserved. This is cool. Was this just a regular person that did this? Did they spend all their time creating like screenshots and stuff? That's unbelievable. The main difficulty is that adding more pairs does not always increase the score. So this is what I was kind of getting stuck on, I think. Negative values can reduce the sum. Sometimes the optimal answer is to start and end with a single pair. So at every step, we must carefully choose between pairing, skipping, or stopping. Okay, I like how he's breaking this out. So he's basically creating like different states that have to be addressed. Approach: dynamic programming memoization. We solve this using dynamic programming with memoization to avoid recomputing overlapping subproblems. What is that? I don't actually know what that means. Memoization is a top-down optimization technique used in dynamic programming to speed up programs by caching the results of expensive... I didn't know I didn't know that had a name. I thought you just call that caching. When the same inputs occur again, the program simply looks up the pre-computed result in the cache. I never knew that had a name. Today I learned something. Memoization. The maximum dot product obtainable using subsequences. So is this just literally going to be caching the result of dot products and comparing? So we take the maximum of all four options. Oh, this isn't even doing anything crazy. It's just like brute forcing. It's just literally taking okay, these are the options you can do. So try them all and see what the value is. Time complexity is n times m. Each state is computed exactly once. Okay. That's honestly not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was thinking there's going to be some crazy optimization techniques. Oh. So people do this to get upvoted. Do you get anything for getting upvoted? Interesting. Good solution, but difficult to understand? That seemed pretty straightforward. I'd say he did a really good job of explaining this. Am I wrong? Yeah, makes sense to me. All right, where are we at? I have one more build to go. Uh, hmm. For those who are who showed up to the stream a little later, just so you're aware, I wonder if I can show you. I'm currently in the middle of setting up a dev container for my game so I can build on Linux. I have a Steam Deck that I'm going to be throwing this on, so I want to make sure all of that builds. But on Windows, I should have. A little bit of code working with Qt QML. So making a little bit of progress. I've got this set up to where I can start doing hot reloading. I'm running into a bug with it that I'll need to get cleaned up, but I want to make sure all that's working on Linux. So that's kind of where things are at, and why we kind of went on a tangent was I was waiting for this my Qt dependency stack to finish building on Linux. And we still got a little bit of time to kill. Hello again, Buffer. Turned out the result was pretty straightforward to that problem. It was literally just these are your options that you have to account for. Now traverse the arrays and solve them. There wasn't any like crazy esoteric optimization or anything like that. Just cache the result and compare the result to the next result. Might have time to do an easy one before this finishes building. I don't know. Oh my god. Does leak code cost money to like sign up? I totally get that. A lot Python is a lot easier. All right. Here's a medium problem. I don't know if I'll have time to solve this before this finishes building. You are given two non-empty linked lists representing two non-negative integers. Okay, so two linked lists representing two non-negative integers. The digits are stored in reverse order, and each of their nodes contains a single digit. Add the two numbers and return the sum as a linked list. You may assume the two numbers do not contain any leading 0 except the number 0 itself. Example, 243, 564. The result is 7. So the result is not in reverse order. The digits are stored in reverse order, and each of their nodes contains a single digit. Add the two numbers and return the sum as a linked list. You may assume the numbers do not contain any. Okay. So only the input is in reverse order. The result is in normal order. Okay. So I think this is just decomposing and composing a linked list with some integers. I don't think this is that bad. You can, oh, wait, I see. I see what makes this a little harder. You finally got an ad buffer? Let's go. That's money in my pocket. Hell yeah. I bet that was like 2 cents. So this is a depth first. So I go to the end of the list. Ooh, are the lists going to be the same length? Nope. The lists are not the same length. Okay. So then what my initial thought here is to convert the list into an integer, sum the values, and then convert that integer back into a list. I think for me, mentally, that would be easiest for me to like get this on the board in front of someone, especially if I'm in the middle of interviewing and like there's a tendency, I do this too, there's a tendency to try and find the best possible solution when really what you want to do is be like, okay, so I think I understand what you're saying. Do the inputs need to be the same length? No. Okay. You know, start asking clarifying questions. Always ask clarifying questions in interviews. It helps you engage with who you're interviewing with. It helps build a rapport because you're actually like communicating. And like the biggest thing is communication. You really just do not want to be like, okay, got the problem. Now I'm taking an exam. I'm going to put my head down, start writing notes on a sheet of paper, scratch it out. No, that's not going to work. Scratch it. But like keep it all internal. You don't want to do that. Don't do that during an interview. You want to be vocal. So based on what I'm seeing here and the fact that these lists don't have to be the same length, my first inclination reading this problem is like, oh shit, I have to figure out a list-based algorithm to solve this, which is kind of complicated. At least for me, it's not something that pops in my head immediately as a solution. So what I am thinking to do, because there might be a solution here where you can just like traverse both trees, and then as you go back up the tree, you sum the values, create a node, and then and if that node is like a 10, then you pop a new node off, and then you sum the values. But that gets really difficult if these lengths are different. So because this is in reverse order, we know the last item is basically the ones place. So then the second item is the tens place. The third item is the hundreds place. So what that's telling me is I am taking the count and multiplying it by 10, right? So if this is 0 times 10 is 1, that gives you your ones place. This is 1 times 10 is 10. That's your tens place. 10 times 2, sorry. That doesn't work. We're not multiplying. What are we doing? We're taking the exponent, right? 10 to the 0 is 1. 10 to the 1 is 10. 10 to the 2 is 100. 10 to the 3 is 1,000, right? So that's what we're doing. And what I just did there, where I vocalized my thought process, right? I originally was thinking like, oh yeah, this is easy, just multiply by 10. And then while I was talking to you, I realized like, oh wait a minute, that doesn't work. It's actually 10 to the third, not 10 times 3. That right there, that's communication that you want to happen aloud during an interview, because it lets your interviewer know of your thought process. It gives them an idea of what you're thinking about, right? Now, it's it also helps them realize you don't know what you're doing if you're like, 2 plus 5 is 7. So 4 plus 6 is 10. So, you know, right? That kind of thing. Now, I'm not saying my solution is even correct, but it's how I am thinking about the problem. And once I get something down, then we can have a conversation of, okay, is there a possible other way to go about solving this kind of thing, right? But my initial thought here is definition for a singly linked list. We have next, we have val. Okay, so we have val and next, I think. So I want to create these two values. So what I'm thinking of doing here is while let's do node 1 equals L1, while node 1 is not null, we can build this as we go down. Do we get to know the size? We probably don't get to know the size, do we? Because we can traverse down the tree to get the count and then reverse it. As I'm counting, I can go back up the tree. So this is definitely going to be a brute force method, I think. So we could do something like this, which would get us to the end. And it's a. Did they say it's a singly linked list? It just says it's a linked list, but I think it is singly linked, so we don't have a way to go back actually. So then the other option here, I'm thinking, is oh, we're gonna have to cache the values in a vector, something like that. Again, brute force. So I might do something like this. If that's the case, I don't really need this. I could almost use a standard accumulate here. But really what we want to do, I'll try and keep it simple, I guess. Oh yeah, I think brute force is always the first way to go, because a lot of times you just don't have enough time in an interview, right? Like if I'm, this is why I hate these kinds of problems in interviews. Is this isn't how real life works. This is not how programming works on the job. You have time to yourself. You have time to sketch out your ideas. You have time to type. You have time to have discussions with your peers. You have time to write some tests and try some things. It's not like, hey, you have 30 minutes on the clock, solve this or you're fired. And that's what like interviews always feel like, right? My favorite type of interviews are ones where I like to where someone gives me like already written code, and or I get to talk about code I've written, and we can kind of just go over and have a conversation about it. Or maybe here's some code, here's a debugger. How do you go about debugging this, right? I like interviews that actually have you doing what you would do on the job. I could probably count on one hand the number of times I have ever needed to write a leak code algorithm to solve a problem. Most of the time, you're just going to use either like the STL or a library that someone else has already written. Not saying there aren't jobs out there that do actually have you writing a ton of algorithms all the time. It's just not something I've ever had to do. So I'm wanting to reverse iterate the list. So I put the elements into a vector because I didn't have a way to reverse iterate the list as far as I could tell based on this API. It's not a doubly linked list. Yeah, it's a singly linked list. So this is probably not the solution they are expecting. There's probably a better one, but this is just my thought process. Because then I can create the number. So 243 would be 342. So if I start at element 2, did I do that wrong? Because this would give me element 3. Oh. So that would give me 0. So that gives me 2 minus 2 is 0. 10 to the 0 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. So then the next element, so I went from a 2 to a 1. 2 minus 1 is 1 to the 10 is 10 times 4 is 40. So that gives me 43. Okay, so that generally works. So I would do this for both of these to create my number. I would sum them together to get the final result. So const auto sum is like, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I would create a new node that turns this into a list. And I would just do the reverse. So if I was multiplying by 10 to the power here I would divide, right? I would just keep dividing by 10 until I was at like 0. Because they said no trailing zeros, I think. Any leading 0 except the number itself. So for this situation, it would probably be something like while sum does not equal 0, we keep dividing by 10 and then subtracting that from our sum, I think. So if I did like auto val equals sum divided by 10, this would yield 1, 2, 3. It would yield a remainder of remainder modulo, because we want this last digit here. So this would produce 5, which would create our node. Do I need to? I'll just do something like this. List node n equals new list node. Okay. So then in val equals val. And then we would do val minus equal sum minus equal val. So then this would yield 12,340. Ooh, wait a minute. No, there's another thing we have to do here. I've actually done something like this before, which is why I kind of know what I need to do. think I need to divide by 10 as well. Yeah, we're trying to, I'm trying to extract the digits to turn them into nodes. So then the question becomes, I need to get this down to 1234. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's not just subtracting 5 that needs to happen. I still need to divide by 10. That's what it is. That's what it is. So I have to do sum divided by 10 and then subtract the value. Subtract the value and then divide by 10. Yeah, that. Because that will produce a remainder of 5, and then it turns into 12, 3, 40. Then we divide it by 10, which turns it into 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the next loop, we do the same thing, gives us a remainder of 4. Then it turns into 1, 2, 30. Divide by 10 is now 1, 2, 3. So we just keep doing that. And then when it reaches 0, we're done. And then we do, so I could probably just do this down here then. Something like that. So that was my initial thought going into this, is you convert these list nodes into an actual integer value, sum them together, and then take the result and convert it back to a node. Let's see if I was even close, because I think we're done. Oh, we are still not done compiling. That's insane. But yeah, let's see if I'm close. Simple addition algorithm. Now, the only other thing I would have thought to do is maybe there is a way to intelligently sum the nodes without having to do this intermediate conversion step. After the %10. No, because this is not modifying sum. Right? So if we divide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 10, this becomes 5, but we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this turns into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minus 5 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. And this ends up being 1, 2, 3, 4, 0 divided by 10 equals 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, divide by 10. Okay, yeah. Oh. If we just divide by 10, I don't know. I think it rounds up, doesn't it? I'm not 100% sure. But this will work too. But anyway, so the only other thing I would want to consider, I guess, before I look at the answer, I think it's challenging having variable length nodes. Is there a way we can just traverse the node tree to sum? And I don't know if there is, because there's no way of knowing if these two numbers here are in the same order of magnitude. Oh, yeah. So with integers, typically, if there's going to be leftover, it rounds up. So this would like turn into, I honestly, it's been so long since I've had to write code like this. We could find out real quick, I think, using const expr, because it will just solve it for you. So if I did const expr auto val equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divided by 10. No, that would work. That looks like that works. Now, is there a situation where that doesn't work? No, I think we're good. No, you called it. So yeah, we probably could get away with not needing this extra step here. All right. So I honestly don't know if there's a way to do this just via node traversal. Or if there is, I'm just not convinced. The only thing I could think to do is copy, which is basically what I did, into a vector, but copy these elements or reverse them so that we can actually do the summation. But let's see if I'm wrong. Oh, not that one. It's crazy. Like 277,000. Is that views or upvotes? Do people spend a lot of time on these things? Okay. This question is very simple. All we have to do is calculate node values from L1 and L2. Let's think about it this case. So 2, 4, 3, 5, 6. In this case, output should be this is wrong, isn't it? The problem said this has to be in reverse order. This guy is not summing these in reverse. Oh, I see what he's saying. No. No, I don't see what he's saying. That seems wrong. Oh, let's keep looking. Maybe I misunderstood. We will implement simple algorithm, create a new linked list. First of all, we create dummy nodes with value 0. Okay. Yeah. Does that work? But how do you know how many dummy nodes to create? There's no way of knowing. I may have misunderstood the order that these nodes are in. This is the ones place. The 2 and the 5 is the ones place. So I don't need to make it as complicated as I did. I don't need this extra step. I can do this. I can do this piece here in the first iteration. No, we're good. I'm confusing myself. I think this guy is confusing me. I don't understand why. I'll keep reading. First of all, we create dummy nodes with value 0. You can put any number instead of 0. We copy dummy pointer and create result pointer. I'll explain. I'm not liking this explanation. Basically, we calculate addition with values from list 1, list 2 at the same index. Okay, so he's just. He summoned them like they're not in reverse order. Am I misunderstanding this? This is confusing me now. You may assume the two numbers do not contain any leading zeros except the number 0 itself. The digits are stored in reverse order. So this is 342, stored as 243. So maybe he's going to reverse the answer at the end. And maybe I'm misunderstanding. I don't understand how he's doing this. So I am doing that. That makes sense. Like all this makes sense. I'm not following how he got to 243 when it should be 342. Yeah, so we are doing that. Divide by 10. Now we get 0 for the current digit, carry 1. I think he's just solving it slightly different than me. I don't know if it's wrong. What? Okay, he's going to reverse the answer at the end. Isn't he? I mean, this is what we got similar answers. I'm not 100% sure I'm following what this guy's doing. Cuz he's literally there's a total value and he is taking the first at what does he do with total? Now, if he multiplies a value by 10 or something, is that the trick? I guess I'm not following how seven ten 7 becomes 708. But this is in reverse order, so this should be 7 10 7. Yeah, 340. This is what I think I'm getting stuck on. Oh. Okay, I screwed up. So this is where clarifying with your interviewer what your output is. I read the digits are stored in reverse order, and I think initially I said that, okay, the inputs are in reverse order, but the output is in standard order. But that's not true. I completely missed that. Because I thought I was trying to produce 708, not 807. Oh well. Anyway, like I said, I'm not the greatest at lead code. Always clarify with your interviewer. Dang, man, this thing takes forever to build. All right, how much time do we have left? 3. All right. Unfortunately, I didn't get to where I wanted to go because I didn't think I needed this. But it looks like I do, so I think I'm going to continue doing this offline and maybe have something in place. I'm really hoping if I can get this built, I'll try and get this loaded on the Steam Deck, and we'll see it work on the Steam Deck. Because I do want to get the controls figured out for that. But I think we are going to end it here. I've got some Magic the Gathering to play this evening, and so I want to get ready for that. So I hope everyone has a good day, and I hope someone managed to learn a little bit of C++ or some knowledge along the way. And I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow, but I should be streaming Monday. I'll be back to doing some more C++. I will catch you guys then, and have a nice weekend. See ya.